My ass is glued to a park bench. My fingers are counting the pigeons, and my heart is wishing they were nightingales or some other significantly less shitty form of bird. My eyes are trying not to OD on all this Dayquil orange afternoon light, taking it and holding it in like that scene from last night when I was down on my knees, facing the grass, retching and quite possibly praying to the Antichrist to turn all that wine I drank back into water. This hangover floats and stings with every sound, and I really hope the butterflies in my stomach have not quite drowned because, damn, it was good to see you last night. The buzzing of could-it-be's in my ears might be making this hangover worse than it appears. It doesn't hurt so much now to pretend as it would not to see you sober again. Not that things weren't memorable last night, only spoke and drew close. There might be a few details I missed, but eventually somehow we kissed, and I might as well have caught my foot on a tripwire. Your eyes alarmed and afraid like we just started a fire, and you assure me that you don't do this with everyone, as though the expression of affection were some kind of mercantile stock, and that giving too much too often just diminishes its value, and giving me the impression I ought to be counting the notches on my belt before I see if they can even hold my pants up. As we both look around the room with that intense urgency, each word we speak gaining less and less currency. Somehow it took 146 muscles to kiss, but we suddenly can't seem to use the two it takes to look each other in the eye as we speak anymore. But to me, that wasn't nearly as disenchanting as when I noticed, while our lips made and our tongues played, that inside your mouth I found that sweet, bittersweet taste of cough syrup. And it took me about a minute until I realized, oh, fuck, you've got a cold. And I'm probably about to get very sick. And look at us already now, coughing up excuses and washing it down with the social disinfection. I mean, I'm sorry I'm not ready to say I love you yet. See, there's this girl from before in the back of my mind, and occasionally she still signs my checks. Sometimes I find her fingerprints on the stocks, so don't wonder why my heart might resemble Fort Knox. All those fears can be a bit hard to restrain. It's a bit too much backseat driving in the brain, grabbing the wheel and causing these swerves. And I've been told that memory serves, but in these situations it only seems to rain. Which is why I'm glad I have the memory of the first time I ever met you, when I saw you at the grocery store, on the other side of that glass, and I was ready to finally come up and speak to you, and in all my excitement I failed to notice that it was an automatic sliding door, so when I went to go hold the door open for you, I wound up just standing there, arm out, blocking your way, completely frozen except for my mouth, which was moving up and down like the end of a typewriter, trying to find its words with a cartridge full of cough syrup, feeling so defeated and really wishing those doors would just crush me out of existence right there. But you just smiled and stepped out of my way, gesturing with your arm towards the inside of the store as though it was a secret you wished to share with me. And I've had stranger dreams about saner things to put too much weight on what a smile means, not to seduce, but to induce those feelings that we both lose. I mean, should I read or write between the lines? It's a bit bright out, so I choose the latter. So let's perfect the art of not giving a fuck about things that don't matter. Losing the belt and all its notches so we can tour our contours, get to know our textures and architectures, finding all those hidden grass stains on our tongues, and just killing our fears so we can find better ones. You say you'll make me good as new, but don't you know I just get better with use? It might take a second glance to see, but jade is a pretty good color on me. I'm looking for a place where I won't need to hide, that the grass is a bit jader on this side, and I can understand if you're not impressed, but sometimes I wear my heart in my sleeve when I need that space in my chest. I've gone almost broke with all the love that I've lent, but the space I've got left, I'd share it with you. We could split that rent. And I've heard lovers describe each other as their sun and their stars, but why don't you actually be my moon and use your gravity to control those currents in my abdominal cavity? I know they say it comes in waves, but you're the highest tide I felt all day, so if that love is a drug, make that dose intravenous. Let's make sticks of our arms and light a fire between us. And if somewhere in your stomach those butterflies aren't quite dead, let's whip up that fire and bake up some bread. Let's cover this park with all those crumbs so that maybe, just maybe, those nightingales come. And even as I'm feeling this lower tide, I know the grass isn't always greener on the other side. We could sit on the fence or the gate or the bars. I know the grass is just always, and it's always ours.